Okay, I think we have everything going now. So here we are for another wonderful night of training at roryrickard.com. You guys are going to find that a lot of the stuff that I do is really repetitive. For some people that's been around a while, you're going to find that it's a lot of basics. But what I'm really trying to do is that's what we do. It's really a basic concept. Everything that we do is the same thing. It's just based around different offers, and that's just that's how how it works. So it's all basics, all right, and everything works the same, okay, and every offer works the same. Every process is the same as far as setting up your pages. And so once you get the very basics of what we do and come to an understanding of what we do, then every time you do something, it really becomes easier and easier each time you do it. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to start once again by going over the basics of how the flow is with our systems and how they work. Okay, this here is your main menu. Okay, I know I go over this every week, but I know that we have new people on every week and people that can benefit from this information. So we have a category page. Okay, that category page is found by clicking on your main menu option. Okay, so right here is going to take us to arts and entertainment, right? And that'll be the category page. And then you click on beauty and cosmetics, and that's the category page for beauty and cosmetics. Okay. Now, on these category pages, you're going to notice that, and on all the pages, you're going to notice that it starts, okay, with paragraph size font. Okay. You have heading size. You've got headings 5 or 6 through 1, I believe. And that's just the size of the heading size. Okay. And then you've got paragraph size. Well, a lot of us run into the thing on Yoast where it says about how you don't have the keyword in the first paragraph. Okay. So what you want to do is when you begin writing a new page or when you begin editing, if you switch your keyword, the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to start by using your keyword in the first paragraph. Okay. Now, number one, what this does is let the reader know, okay, what this whole article is going to be about, but it also informs Google, right? So this is what we're doing it for. We're doing this search engine optimization to get rated or indexed in Google so that when people search for a certain topic, all right, like beauty and cosmetics, okay, if you want to find out what the keyword is for this particular offer page, you would just go to your edit page function right up here. Okay, and then you would look down at the bottom and you would see that this focus keyword, okay, is beauty. So what we would want to make sure that we have, right, is that we have beauty in the first couple words of the sentence of the first paragraph, and that gives Google an idea of what this whole thing is going to be about by the first words, okay? Now, you could change this keyword to beauty and cosmetics. You could do beauty supplies. You could do makeup and just change this, so you could, there's definitely different routes of a keyword that you could take. So that's what we're talking about when you edit, okay? When you start actually changing the content in your pages, you want to do that on every page, including these pages here, your category pages, okay? Now, you'll find a good way of doing that, okay, is number one, when you are going to start editing a page, right? So we'll go to the artesian soap page, just for instance, and we'll go to the category page, right, for beauty and cosmetics, and it's going to take us right there in just a second. Where are we here? There it is. Okay, so now you've got this artesian soap, right? That's the name of the offer page that you're going to go to, and here's a short paragraph, right? So now, if you click on this page and you go to your edit page mode, right, for artesian soap, so we go to artesian soap, and we'll get there in a second. Things moving a little slow this evening. And you've got your artesian soap here, right? Now at the very top, right, you're going to have your first paragraph, okay? Your first paragraph informs people of what this is going to be about, right? So handmade artesian soaps, right, is what probably this keyword is. If you was to go down there, I would imagine that may be what it is. And you're going to find that, or it could be just artesian soap. No, handmade artesian soap. Okay. So up here, you've got handmade artesian soap in your first paragraph. Now, what you could do is this, right? Once you edit this paragraph right here, you can literally copy and paste this first paragraph, okay, into your offer page or your category page right here, right? So that's going to edit this as well. So now what I usually do when I'm building my category page is what I'll do is I'll write a really nice first introductory paragraph. And then when I get ready to make an add to my category page, what I'll do is copy and paste that very first paragraph of the offer page, right? And I'll put my my title there, and that'll give me my first paragraph for, um, my category page. Okay, so that's a good way of kind of editing your offer pages, right? And then taking what you've edited from your offer pages and coming back here to your category page and being able to just paste that little short paragraph in there, a descriptive paragraph. That's what makes it good about, using a first paragraph like this, is because now you could just take it over here and put it in here and you can link this. Now, that's my next thing. Okay, so now we have found out that we need to put the keyword, right? We need to put a keyword in the first couple the first couple words of the first sentence of the first paragraph, right? The first paragraph should be kind of like in paragraph font, okay? Because if it's not in paragraph font, it's going to tell you that you don't have the keyword in the first paragraph, and it'll take you about a month, like it did me, to figure out why it kept telling me that I didn't have the keyword in the first paragraph, but it was just because it wasn't in paragraph font. It was actually in a heading font, okay? So just remember that, just kind of the thing to think about. And then, so what we're going to do, all right, lost my train of thought here. So that brings me to my next thought, okay, is you guys are going to run into I hear it all the time, what is an internal link? It keeps telling me to put an internal link in where appropriate, okay? An internal link, this right here is an internal link. When I click on this, it's going to take it from my category page, right, over to the offer page, all right? So now what that is that's taking you from one page in my system to another page in my system, okay? Now, Google AdSense likes to see that because that shows Google AdSense that you have more than just an advertisement that's going to take them in the front door and shoot them out the back door, okay? It's going to keep them going around your system for a little while longer. And also it shows Google that you have content inside your own system that's worth sending people to, and just shows value in the content that you have. And it's just something that Google likes to see for, when you start, when you apply for Google AdSense, they like to see that interior linking, right? And so an interior link, we want to remember, is it goes from one page in your system to another page in your system. Now, are you always going to be able to do that? No, not always, but a good portion of the time you really can, right? So if you was, say, for instance, on this page and you wanted to incorporate at the bottom how much, you can relax while you're taking your bubble bath from the soaps from Soap Creek, and while you're at it, enjoy a glass of wine, right? So what you would do here, and I'm working on my student's website here, and so what you would do is you go to into edit page, right? And then you would come down here and you would go something like this, right? For fine wine and relaxation. See this amazing wine of the right? Oop, okay, and then what you might want to do, club, no, well, how about club? There we go. All right, so what you'd want to do, right? So that's how you can, right? You highlight it, and then when you want to do something to it, right? So we'll put it in heading 2, okay, and we'll make it red, right? So we'll make it red so it shows up, and then how about if we center it so it looks like it's centered with this, right? And then what we're going to do is we are going to link this to Tanis's Fine Wines page, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to preview, hello, preview. Maybe not. How come this ain't working for me here? Preview page. Is it going to do it? It's not going to do it for me. All right. So anyways, what you do is at the bottom here, right? You want to interior link this page, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to link this to, right, 1z47.com, right? And we're going to do /fine-wine, right? And then we're just going to hit apply. Now, this is an internal link, okay? So many of us are used to checking this box, okay? Now, there are sometimes you want this box checked, and that means open up in a new link, okay? Now, what you want to do is if this was going to go to like direct seller's page in itself, you'd want to have that checked, right? But where we're going to open up another page inside of our system, we usually leave that unchecked. And the reason for that being is because you don't want your customers to open up a brand new page and then open up another page and open up another page. Before they know it, they've got 15 pages open and they don't know where they all came from. And that can get annoying and make people not want to use your system. So what you want to do is make it, really like user friendly, and so that, people get to where they want to be and can still come back when they want to be. But when they're going from page to page inside, your system, you're not leaving a rabbit trail of open windows behind you. So that's the idea behind that. So that right there is an internal link. Okay. That goes from, so if you like, luxury soaps, chances are you might like some fine wine to go with your luxury soap. So what we did is we just linked this title right here to the Fine Wines page, right? So then all we do is come over here and I got to go like this, see if I can get rid of that. Update, right? So we hit update. And now I'll show you what that does, right? So now we hit update. It's going to take a second. And then we're going to go to the page. And Tanis, if you want to get rid of that, you can erase it and put whatever you'd like in there. I'm just demonstrating this for you. Right, so now we're going to go to view the page, and there it is right there, right? And what we do is we're going to come down and check this out, right? So look, see, now we know that's linked, and if you want to find out what it's linked to, you can see in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it pops up. Okay, that's another great way to find out if all your links are changed. Just hover over them and look and see where, where that comes up at, and make sure that all of the links that you have been changed, right? And just hover over it, and you can see in the bottom left-hand corner it comes up. So we know that this here is an interior link because it starts out with our short code URL, right? So when we click on that, that's going to change to a Fine Wines page, right? So then they're going to come here, they're going to watch the video, and they're going to buy some fine wine to go with their fine soap. All right, so that's the idea behind an internal link. Okay, that goes from one page in your system to another page in your system. So we're going to go back to Beauty and Cosmetics, and we'll go to Artesian Soap again. All right, now you're going to notice too, when you do all of your editing and you go through your entire system, the best way to do it is to start from the top and use your category pages and not so much your drop-down menu, because you will notice that there are more offers sometimes on your category page than there are in your menu. And that's going to happen more and more as you advance in your blogging, because you're going to have some categories that are just going to, you're just going to want to have a page of titles that people could search through and look at, things like that. Because if you add them all to the menu, as you can see, it gets, if you had 15 items every time you went like that, it would be kind of hard to get around. So by the navigation making that easier, you can use your category page and put more offers in your category page and less really in your main menu. And then what you can do is put your major offers like your fine wine and your artesian soaps and the offers that are the ones that are really going to draw people's eye, right? So that's the ones you'd want to put in your drop down menu. Like say over here, cooking food and wine, you can see there's 4 here, right? But if you look over here, there's a bunch more. So if you don't go through your category page, you're going to wind up missing a lot of your articles, and then you're going to go to apply for Google AdSense, and you're going to miss them there too. So what you want to do after you've gone through all your category pages and you've gone through and you've edited all of these pages, okay, then you're going to want to get green, and you're going to want to go back and make sure that you have edited all your pages, right? So a good way of doing that is to come back here to your dashboard, okay, and going through your dashboard, there is another way of getting to your posts and pages. That's another thing I want to explain to you is a post, right? If you add a post, it's going to go on your front page. All of your posts, every time you add a post, it's going to go on your front page. So those are your posts right there, right? So you could either add a post or you can add a page, okay? Pages go under pages. They go on your categories. They go on your system, and they go in your drop-down menu. Posts, remember, they go on the front page of your system. And it's a great way when you add a post to add the season, like, so if it's summer or if it's gardening season or whatever may be happening that time of year, it's a great seasonal way to kind of keep updating your posts. Now, that's another thing that Google likes to see as well, is to see that you have updated your posts once in a while, keeping people updated with what's going on and keeping that a fresh look. And they want to see your system being active and new things being added, and like that's just something that is just part of what we do. So adding a post every now and then about what season it is and changing the look of your system on the front page is always a great idea. Okay. Then what you want to do is, you can see over here in pages, you can click right on that blue pages, right? And that's going to actually take you to a list of every one of your pages. Okay. And you're going to know that you have, you've edited what pages you've edited, right? And which ones you haven't. And there are some pages in here that, see these here, these are gray, right? These aren't published, okay? And up here you can see also that the green means that they're all good to go in that category. So the readability is good, okay? And then the SEO, right? Some of the SEO, you could tell these a little bit of work. So these are the articles that would need editing. Okay, so you'd go through and edit those articles and get everything green. Okay, what you want to do is go through and get everything green. So we're going to go to Artesian Soap again, my favorite page to work on, because it's easy to, it's a great offer. And so, yes, I lost my train of thought again. Okay, so we have the Artesian Soap. Where was I headed with this? Let me go back to where I was. Lost my train of thought. Okay, so you can see that, these here, you can click on these titles here. It's going to take you over to your Artesian Soap, right? So click on the Artesian Soap. That takes you over here. It takes you to every one of your pages. You can do every one of those pages like that as well. That's another way if you want to go through from top to bottom, from A to Z, and do your pages like that. If that's how systematic you'd like to do it, then that's definitely a good way of doing it too. But going back to the green, okay, let's go down through some of these things here. Actually, I'm going to find an article that needs a little work so I can go over some of the. All right, let's try basketball training. Okay, so this is one that might need a little bit of work here, right? So we're going to go down here. We're going to find out what's going on, right, and what we need to do to change this. So, oh, there it is. No internal links appear. Consider adding some when appropriate, right? We just went over an internal link. That's from one page in your system to another page in your system, okay? So, for instance, say if you had a sporting goods page, right, and you had, a sports equipment page, and that's what you did. But then at the bottom of it, if you'd like to get some better basketball training, check this system out, right? So that's going to send them to another page in your system. Just another great way to add an internal link, which is something that Google really likes to see, okay? So then this is another one we get asked a lot. You're linking to another page that you want this article to rank for, which means basketball training with shadow player, right? So basketball training is the keyword, right? But that's probably also the keyword that shadow player training system uses as well. So when you try to rate for that specific keyword with a company that is already rated for that specific keyword, sometimes it is a better idea to change that keyword and adjust your article so that you're going to rate for a different keyword than what shadow player training system does. And that allows you to advertise in a different area and get your system out in a different keyword or a different search than what shadow player is doing. I hope that makes sense. So if you're linking to a page that has the same focus keyword as the one you're linking to, you would want to try to change that out if you can, and kind of edit your article around that exactly, right? So when we go over to readability here, right, we want to look and see what some of this stuff says, okay? 31.3% of the sentences contain a passive voice. Okay, what is that? So we click on the I and we come up here, right? Passive voice is when you see like in past tense, or it happened already, or it's not, present tense. It's you can see them all. They're all there, and so if you just change it to be an action that's happening now, and you'll find that will go away. Okay, 50% of the sentences contain 20 words or more. That's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, they just want you to shorten up the words a little bit. And basically what Google is looking for is they want everybody that is on the internet that comes across your system to be able to read your content and to be able to understand it. Okay, so they don't really want you to write in such a way that it is difficult to read and people can't, understand it. And, so they really kind of want you to write so that everybody can understand it. Okay, one subheading is followed by a maximum of 300 words. So what we'll do, okay, so we'll check that out. Let's hit the little eyeball here, and we'll go out and check that up, okay? And what that says is, I lost my train of thought again. 50% of the words there we go. 20 words or more, right? So we come up here and you can see it'll show you all the ones that contain. Now, what you can do, right, is just put a period in between some of these and add the beginning of a sentence and then, finish the rest of this list. So you can get more transition words. You can put and again, or, look up what transition words are. You can do that by, right there. So like, see, if you click on these, right, it'll actually tell you. Okay, you can go through and see what is passive voice, right? Passive voice, and it'll show you exactly what you need to do and kind of how you need to rephrase things to get a better alternative, right? And it goes right through the whole lesson on, the English lesson that you need for that particular, that particular issue, right? So this is another one here. So it's going to ask you, right? Is reading ease score, right? Is it easy for them to read, right? And they'll go through and they'll tell you exactly what you need to do to fix your article to get your article SEO, right? Search engine optimized, right? That means that you're optimized the best way for Google to be able to understand and distribute your content every time somebody searches for it. Okay, and then. So a lot of this stuff really kind of is self-explanatory. If you go through and and you look at these and you kind of take a minute and just put and look at it, you'll be able to figure it out. And if you take the time to use the resources and really learn about it, the reason why I say that a lot is because it's very easy for us to get in the habit to go to our mentor and say, how do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? But we could tell you, switch that to present tense instead of past tense, but that's all you learn. and that'll help you out and it'll get you your green score. But the next time you go to write an article, you don't have a really true understanding of what Google is looking for through the search engine optimization. So guys, take the time to use your resources. Take the time to click on the eyes, take the time to click on the little blue words to see what they mean. Usually every time you click on one of them little blue words, then it'll take you to, exactly what that is and what it means. And it's really a lot easier to understand. So if you take the time, I can't stress it enough, take the time and do the research yourself. I say it every week. Research, research, research. If you need to learn something, learn it, because when you learn it yourself and you dig in and you find it and you make it happen, number one, it sticks with you better. You don't only get one answer, you get multiple answers. Lots of times in the process of doing research, you're going to find answers to other questions that you haven't even reached yet. So like the videos, we have a plethora of videos, of training, of calls. I mean, the support is phenomenal. Use it. Guys, this is just such an amazing opportunity when you look at the power that you have behind the internet and the training that you get here. And if you really kind of dig in and put it to good use and really back it up with some good research and back it up with some learning. I mean, this is a learning, it's a day-to-day learning. I learn every day. Trust me, I learn every day. And that's why I've been able to, really learn what I'm doing. And that's why when I write an article, I can write an article in an hour and a half. I can look at a hummingbird and say, oh, that would make a great article, and go write an article, and an hour and a half later I'm done. And it's, only because I have systematically gone through and I have dug in and I have learned and I have researched and I have read, and I've treated it like college, like I'm paying for $1 million education. I appreciate the education I get because it's so relevant, and you can just use it everywhere. I mean, anywhere you go on the internet, you're going to use everything that you learn here. So guys, if I can just stress the most anything out of tonight, would be number one, take the time and learn. Take the time and get excited about it. Every time you learn something new, you grow more. You're building your business. Remember that the work that you do today will be making income for you for years to come. And, and that's something that you can rely on. So, take the time and do it right. And like Rory says, there's sometimes it takes a little while for an article to kick in, but when it kicks in, it's something that really, it can definitely change the amount of traffic you're getting into your system just by one article. So, have a ball doing it. So, hey guys, it's a half an hour. I don't want to keep you guys all night. I hope I have given you some information that's valuable. I hope that this really kind of gives you a better understanding of how to get through, editing your articles and finding out, how you can really find out what something's saying and how it works. Remember, category page, right? That's the page that has all of your information in it about everything that's in that category. Okay, an offer page is the page that tells people about the offer or the article, and it sends them to the article, right? Remember, an internal link is one link that goes from one page in your system to another page in your system. Okay, and remember to use your Yoast. Okay, go through and, just do your research, click on your little eyes, click on your little blue words. Everything is explained. Everything is definitely laid out for you. And we live on the information superhighway. So if you want to learn it, it's there. I encourage you guys always to really dig in and just learn and enjoy the process. And I wish everybody the best and happy blogging. Have a good night.